Hi fellow crafters. In today's video, I'm going to show you a different double flap fun fold card technique, and I'm going to be introducing a brand new collection called Eden's Garden. I'm going to be using many of the products in the Eden's Garden collection on my fun fold, so be sure to watch all the way through for my bonus tips and design ideas and to see a second project using a different set of products. Shall we get started? Hey everyone, I'm Terri from nutsaboutsstamping.com. I love sharing techniques and project ideas for rubber stamping, paper crafting, and scrapbooking with you each week. Be sure to hit that red subscribe button and the bell beside it so that you'll be the first to be notified when my next video goes live. Now, let's have a look at this new collection, shall we? The gorgeous blossoms and foliage in the Eden's Garden stamp set are complemented by the greetings of warmth and friendship. You are going to love creating with these detailed, intricate images, and you can put them together so that the result will be unforgettable cards for friends and loved ones. Now with the dies, you can create flourishing frames, labels, and borders, and use them to garnish tags, cards, and more. These dies are perfect for springtime and summer projects, but they'll also work for weddings and friendship. And you can customize them for your occasion by adding a greeting of your choice. I'm not going to be focusing on the dies today. I'll do that in another video. We're going to focus more on the Eden's Garden stamp set today. So another product in the suite is this cotton paper. It comes in soft succulent and evening evergreen, and you get 5 sheets of each. 5 sheets of each. Again, I'm not going to be using these this week, but stay tuned. We'll have lots of projects coming up in the near future using them. Now, you can add gorgeous greenery and glimmers of gold to any paper project with the Ever Eden Specialty Designer Series paper. Anytime you see the word specialty, that means that there's something that has been added to the paper to make it a special pattern or design. I wish you could see the designs up close and feel the texture of this paper pack. The beautiful berries, branches, and layers of leaves feature a wonderful watercolor effect. Look at that. I just think that there's just so many things I want to do with all of these papers. So you can create masterpieces that are enchanting and elegant using these. You can alternate the intricate imagery on one side with the basic patterns on the other side for a completely coordinated creation. But what you need to know is that this pack of paper is available only on a limited basis. So it's first come, first get. And then once Stampin' Up! Runs out of the paper for this special month-long promotion, then it won't be available until the next mini catalog goes live in January. So now is the time to place your pre-order, and the earlier in this month, the better. And I'm going to be really focusing on a couple of patterns in this paper pack for today's project. Now there's one other thing I want to show you as part of the collection, and that is these garden gems. You can see that I've used some already. They are absolutely stunning and will add a beautiful glimmer and sparkle to your projects when you coordinate them with the Ever Eden paper and the Eden's Garden bundle. All right, so let's get started with creating. I'm going to start off by stamping on a layer of basic white that I will be eventually using on this fun fold card. And I have got this particular branch from the Eden's Garden stamp set, and I'm going to ink it with Evening Evergreen. And I'm going to stamp it down in the bottom left-hand section of this layer. See, I love the imagery and how it's created. I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to bring in my soft succulent ink pad,
And I'm going to stamp the phrase that says, "Let's celebrate everything." And I'm going to stamp that down at the bottom. And that leaves me room at the top to write a message. Oh, I'm going to leave this ink open. And I'm going to take one of the other phrases, the one that says, "Hello there." And I'm going to ink it up. And I'm going to stamp it down on a strip or a scrap of basic white. And that's all the stamping I'm going to do. The rest is going to be featured by the paper choices. So I have a layer of soft succulent, and I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of my phrase. And I'm going to adhere this down so that I have a strip, a phrase strip that I'm going to use across the front of my card, like that. All right, now I'm going to now create a bunch of layers. So the first piece of designer series paper I've chosen is this one here. And what I want to do is I want to layer it on a piece of basic white. So again, I said earlier that I'm going to feature the paper on my card. Rather than doing a lot of stamping or die cutting, this is all about the paper. So I'm going to set that aside for a second. And now I have another layer of the same designer series paper, but a larger layer, and I'm going to then add that or attach it to a layer of basic white. Again, this is going to be a layer for my card. Okay, like so. And then I have one more layer that I'm going to create. I decided I'm going to use the back of this design and put it onto a layer of basic white as well. This card is so super easy to create. You can create a ton of them in just an afternoon using the products that you have on hand, or you can order the Eden's Garden collection at my online store and recreate exactly what I'm going to show you in today's video. I'll leave a link to my online stores in the description box underneath this video. All right, now it's time to make our fun fold. I'm going to start off by creating a mini card that's going to be adhered to the main card for this fun fold. So I've chosen soft succulent because obviously that is a perfect coordinating color with the Ever Eden designer series paper. So I've got this strip. I'm going to bring in my Simply Scored. I'm going to lay it the long way, and I'm going to score it at a 4 1/4. Again, at 4 1/4, and that will then create this little mini card. So I'm going to attach to the front of my mini card this piece that we've already created. Okay, so let's do that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my, whoops, hello there phrase, and I'm going to adhere that across the front of this layer that we've just created for the fun fold. And I mean, I could put it up high, I could put it down low. I'm more of an in the middle kind of person. So let's add the phrase there. And that's the first part of this layer. Now I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to take this phrase and image that we created a few minutes ago, and I'm going to adhere that to the inside of this little mini card. There we go. Like so. Okay, so there's one flap that I have ready. Now let's get the next one ready. Again, I'm going to take a larger piece now of soft succulent. I'm going to bring back in my Simply Scored. I'm going to lay it the long way, and I'm going to score it at 5.5. Okay. Now I'm going to fold it up, bring in my bone folder, and burnish the fold line like so. Now I want to the front, I'm going to attach this layer that we created a few minutes ago. So I'll do that now. And I'll adhere that down. Okay, and then I'm going to open up the flap, and I'm going to take this large layer and I'm going to adhere that inside. So actually what I'm doing is that I'm attaching it to the card base, because this larger piece of soft succulent is the card base. So let's attach it down like so. Now, to make the final bit of magic happen so that we create this double fun fold, I'm going to bring back in my little mini card that we have created and set aside. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to bring in some tear and tape adhesive, because this layer is going to be attached to the larger layer, and so I want it held firmly in place. So I'm going to use 3 pieces of tear and tape. And then I'm just going to, this is a tip I learned from another demonstrator, that you can just really press it down with your bone folder, and it makes peeling off the top layer much easier to do, as is evidenced. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this layer and I'm going to adhere it down like so. Then I'm going to fold up this layer, fold down this layer, and look at that. We have created a double flap. Here's the first flap, here's the second flap. So here is a double flap fun fold card idea. Do you want to see another double flap fun fold card idea? Then why don't you watch this video next? Now there's one final touch that I want to add, and that is I'm going to take some of the garden gems and add a little bit of bling to my card. I think what I'm going to do is choose some of these small circular ones, and I think I'll put one on each side of my phrase like so. And there we go. We have a lovely double flap fun fold technique. Now I did say at the beginning of the video that I would show you a second idea using a completely different set of products. And here we go. I created this second idea using the exact same technique. I used my Blackberry Beauty Designer Series paper and the Enjoy the Moment stamp set and a pack of dies, and I created a more, I guess, masculine. I don't know if it's fair to say that this is feminine and this is masculine, but this is going to my stepmother for her birthday, and this is going to my brother for his birthday. So in my mind, this is more of a masculine one. I'll open it up so you can see I've got the happy birthday phrase inside, and there we go. We have 2 exactly the same technique, the fun fold technique, but using different products. Which do you like best? Why don't you let me know in the comments underneath this video? Do you like the new Eden's Garden? Or do you like the Enjoy the Moment sample? If you would like a complete list of the supplies that I used and the measurements for all of the layers, including the measurements for the score lines, head on over to my blog, www.nutsaboutsstamping.com. And while you're on my blog, I invite you to join my free mailing list where you'll get insider tips and ideas to take your card making to the next level. And right now I have a special series called the 12 Weeks of Christmas. So each week I will send you a sample idea for the holiday season. I'm Terry. I'm nuts about stamping. I hope you'll try this double flap fun fold technique someday soon. Bye for now.